to Dear Dana. I will be filling in for her tonight. I am her, you know, sidekick, another aspect of her personality, if you will. I guess you could call me Kelly Fierce, maybe. Everybody needs a side personality that can take over when the other one maybe is under the weather or doesn't have the cojones to step in. Maybe he's a little scared or frightened. You know what I mean? Like Beyonce has, uh, what is it, Natasha Fierce? I'm Kelly Fierce. How are you doing? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Stepping in on this Wednesday night for conversations, questions, discussions, whatever you want to have. Hello, 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 and welcome to Dear Dana. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Above all, subscribe. What are you waiting for? Especially those in the bushes. There are so many people that she showed me that are hanging out in the bushes watching week after week after week, week after week after week, and not hitting the subscribe. And I have to ask you, you can't hear me? Could you not hear me the whole time? Have I been muted the whole time? Or just for a second? Did I just go mute for a second? Please tell me I just went mute for a second. Like when I was taking that suffocating mask off. Good. Whew. I had to take that thing off. It was getting on my last nerves. It's one of the things I use with kids when I talk about alter egos. We all need an alter ego sometime. When we are too afraid to do something, when we just don't want to do something, Gourmet Thursday, what is getting in your way? Is it about a relationship, possibly? Is it about a Cupid thing? Because something was digging in me about a Cupid thing and something else about a family thing tonight. A Cupid thing and a family thing. That's what I thought. A Cupid thing. Most directly, somebody else will be dealing with a family thing that will be coming in. But the Cupid thing was the first thing. The Cupid thing was the first thing about opening up to that kind of energy. I'm good, aren't I? It came up before I ever came on. Came up before I ever came on. About, gingerly opening up to that energy. But with you, it's gonna be, I know you feel the feels. And I know you feel the energy, but you're going to have to be, I feel the feels, but I check with my gut. I feel the feels, but let me check with my gut. Kind of the combo thing. It's going to be the combo thing. But I don't want you to be so guarded that you don't, you know, walk forward and take the opportunity. But you're going to have to be a bit of the alpha a little bit. Not so alpha that you run them off, but a bit of the alpha where you make them work for it. Make them work for it a bit. Don't give in easily. Make them work for it a little bit. Meaning, exactly. You're going to have to be more of the alpha in the Cupid situation. E- Specifically, specifically because he's your boss. You understand? Because that's the trickiness of it. That's the trickiness of it. You're going to have to make the guidelines. You will have to be the alpha and make the guidelines there and hold the reins. You will have to be the alpha in the situation. And you actually can DM me more about it later. Hello, Arseny Petikov. Long time no see. Tonight is more of an open forum. They asked for it on Saturday. I was getting bot bombed. We don't want to say that too loud. I was getting bot bombed. I do not like that. But tonight's a family night, a community night. We're gonna discuss and question and just talk about things. Not butt bombed. I sure don't need that. I got enough booty going on. I got enough of my own booty going on. I don't need any more of that. Bot, bot. Like there's, you, girl, go look at it. I acted up because I was not liking it. I kind of acted up at the end of the video. I did. And that's when he better show up too, Virginia Woolf. That's when he and some others asked, could we just do a questions and commentary and discussion and all that stuff? Have a cash kind of Wednesday night. And if it goes well, we may have more of these kind of nights because I like more community interaction. Yes, I would. It was a mess. And I kind of expected it because, I laid down some truth on Twitter, specific, right directly to her, to a certain starlet that has some issues. I gave it right to her. Hey, Marie Crumb. And she didn't deny. So I got bot bombed. Bot. B-O-T. It was not nice. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. But that is one of the only Hollywood people I have ever seen that has availed to make people sick of her on her own. She wanted to be well known. Well, she is, and people are tired of her now. I know I am. In other quick news, Travis Barker, I don't watch Kardashians anymore. I've had enough of that too. But he went to the hospital with pancreatitis. That is why he was rushed to the hospital. And R. Kelly, the R&B singer, that, took advantage of young girls and trafficked it. I'm changing that word. Trafficked it. Got 30 years in jail. For those of you that don't know, you may not know who he is, but some listeners will. He got 30 years in jail. Hallelujah. He deserved it. 30 years. Finally. You know that one that sings, I- um, I believe I can fly. That was a beautiful song. Somebody else needed to sing it. 30 years in jail. He needed it. About time. Yes, he did. Yes, sirree. He needed to go to jail. About time some justice is rolling around. 'Cause our world is in a hot mess. So we individually need to get our own uh, caca in order. We individually need to get our own caca in order. While I'm thinking about that, let me drop my intro before I forget. Talking about getting my own caca in order. I'm so forgetful sometimes. Let me drop that intro. Welcome to Dear Dana. So happy to have you here. Here. Oh, yeah. All right. Take your chances in life. We gotta take our chances in life sometime. Hello, Virginia Wolf. He says, I am listening to Ghislaine Maxwell. Got 20 years for trafficking kids, too. Good riddance. I say, good riddance, too. Yes, I do. Hallelujah. Let's get some justice on some skeezy people. Virginia Woolf, I have been writing a song. I have been writing some lyrics with kind of a tune and thinking about you. Not writing the song about you, let me say. I was thinking about my son, kind of, and my daughter, but more about my son. And it's not morose. It could be attached to other people too. People could use it for whatever. But I was thinking about hitting you up at the possibility, and you can definitely say no, but at the possibility to see if you would want to possibly collab on this song. Just possibly. I have no problem with no. People saying no to me has never bothered me because I prefer people to be 150% honest. As Shelley Marie, I prefer people to be 150% honest with me. I can't deal with people ghosting me because they don't know how to say no. I would prefer people just be honest. But anyway, thought I would tell you, meant to send you an email. Yeah, it was just a fleeting thought because I don't play guitar. Not that I've never wanted to learn, but I don't play guitar and all that stuff. Thank you, Shelley Marie. I would so much rather people be honest because I can deal with that all day long. I can deal with honest all day long. You should see the parents I grew up with. Much easier to deal with honest. Much easier. But um, I hope I helped you, Gourmet. I hope I helped you. You truly, truly have to go with your gut, and it has to be a strong enough pull for you to take that leap. If it's just a passing fancy, don't do it. But if it's a really strong pull, then I would do it. Then I would do it. Somebody will be coming in here tonight that has been having an issue with family. And it's an issue that can be rectified. It's not an always issue. It's not a forever issue. And it's about sending blue light, a blue energy that way. And it will be rectified. It will be rectified. And along the way, if anyone is wanting guidance, let me know. Not a big heavy duty, we're going to sit here for an hour guidance, but a brief guidance. But, and if anybody wants to ask a question, we want to have a discussion, want to come up, that's coolio with me. I did want to, it could be you, Marie. What do you want a brief guidance about, Gourmet? You want to come up? More than happy to drop something for anyone to come up. But that, yeah, I know that you're really struggling, Marie. I know that you're still processing. When you are processing, drop blue light around the whole situation. Drop blue light around it and process it. Drop blue light around the family while you're processing. I know it's rough right now, and I send prayers and I drop white light around you because I know you are a person that's full of love, Marie, and I know you're still internally struggling and healing, and it may take a minute for you. I know that, and I feel that from you, and I'm trying to send healing your way to try to make it easier day by day because I'm sending love, and I feel you, and I sent you, and I know it's not easy for you, Marie. Hello, Queen of O'Hara. I dropped the link, Gourmet. If you want to come up and process it with me. You are, Gourmet, you're complicated, but then you're not complicated. Because in some ways, you're salt of the earth, but then you get a lot in your head. You get like a tennis match. You get a lot in your head. You do. It does make it hard. And it makes it hard when it's your boss. I know, Marie. It makes it very, very hard. And I have found, and I've been in your spot in a way, and I have found creating, and I don't mean rituals like darkness and those kind of woo woo rituals. I don't mean all of that icky stuff. Complex but not complicated. Gotcha, Arseny. But I mean creating some kind of healing ritual for yourself sometimes can help. Like, I light a candle for my son every night. Someone might look at that as a ritual. When we have dinner every night, our dining table is right there at a what do you call it? Uh, It leaves me right now. But it is where you can lay other food. Anyway, there is a picture of him And there's a candle right there. I light a candle with his photo every night as we have dinner to help feel included. I do this every night. And when I go to bed, I tell my son I love him and I blow out the candle. That is one of the things that I do because to me, when someone says he's passed away, I don't really like that word or those words because I know he has transitioned. That's me. So something like that makes us all as a family feel better and makes him still feel part of us. So that helps with our grief process. Grief does bring out the worst in others, and others do not understand your process if they're not going through it. Hey, Gourmet,
Hey, dear Dana.
how are you doing?
I'm good. It's so nice to be able to catch one of your shows. And I'm
It's
glad
not,
you're doing kind of like a more generic one, you know.
yeah, I think I need to do this more often because I said to someone recently, and let me preface with, I do not see myself this way, but I don't want others to see me as some guru type person where they do not engage with me.
Mhm.
So I'd rather do something like this where people feel like a community.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think you do a good job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So hit me.
Okay. So I wanted to get your thoughts on something that's kind of been, you know, on my mind for a while. So, and just get your insight on it.
Okay.
So, when I was married, towards the end of my marriage, I had like this vision that kept reoccurring for me that I was like drowning in the water.
Yeah.
My husband would come and he'd come in and he'd carry me out of the water and take me back to shore. But I knew, even though I was grateful that he was doing that, I knew I was just going to walk my way back into the water and drown again.
Right.
And then we ended up, you know, divorcing. And then I met a guy who worked at like a fish house. He was like a fish restaurant,
Yeah.
and he was like the master, the chef or the executive chef and the manager of the place and all that. And I remember thinking that, like kind of the whole water thing. I remember thinking, he was kind of like a loser in a way. Like he lived in the restaurant, he didn't have a home. He kind of had his bag, and that was all he had in the world. And I kind of felt like he lived at the bottom of the ocean. And and I felt like I was there too. Like I had gone deep down into the water and I met this guy there. And even though he was nice enough, he wasn't for me. I knew that because it was too much. Like it would kill me to stay
Right.
down deep in the water. And then I met my boss, right? And I felt like he kind of gave me a life raft and like brought me to his ship.
Right.
Turns out he like his dad was in the Navy. I think he might have been in the Navy, but I don't know that for sure. He worked on a boat. So there's a lot of like this water thing going on. And I was telling my friend about it, and she said, "Well, if he just sent you a life raft, then that means there's a bigger ship that's coming for you." And I said, "Well, if he sent me a life raft, that means he's kind of on a bigger ship to be able to send me a life raft." Um, so anyway, we kind of talked about it like, am I on the ship? Because now I work for him. And um, am I on a ship or am I on land, or what is this whole water theme? What does it mean? What should I take from it? But it keeps reoccurring. This whole like water thing that's happening. And this is like 3 men in a row in my life where I had that feeling of being in water, being rescued from water, drowning in water.
But
Um,
do you feel like you're drowning when you go back to the water? That's the question.
no, because I'm not in the water anymore.
Right. But do you ever remember the aspect of drowning, is what I'm asking.
Well, with my husband, right, I was very, very depressed, very, couldn't understand why I was so depressed. Um, in fact, I remember thinking back then, like, I had this good life, I have a nice apartment, I have a nice dog, I have a nice husband, I have a nice job. Why am I so unhappy? And now today, 4 years later, I'm like, I have a nice life, I have a nice apartment, I have a nice dog, I have a nice job, and I'm so happy. The
Good.
only thing different is that I don't have my husband anymore.
Right.
He was like, I knew I was unhappy with him, and no matter how good he was trying to be or how much he was trying to bring me back to him, I knew I wasn't going to stay. I knew that I would rather drown than stay with him.
Right.
And then when I met the chef, um, he was just kind of, he was just like a party animal, I mean, it was a lot of decadence, a lot of food, a lot of drinking, um, on the weekdays, all that. So to me, it was like not a good match for me because that's too too
Yeah.
destructive after a while. But I did feel like he probably was at the bottom of the sea, and I was just kind of playing around there. But I couldn't stay there. I couldn't stay like that and live the rest of my life that way.
Right.
Then, while I was while I was still seeing him, I met my current boss, who was not my boss at the time, but we met. We had a connection. And I mean, it was such an intense connection that, we just talked for like half an hour, and he was my boss's boss. And
Right.
we had this, you know, really good conversation. He told me that it was the most interesting one on one he had since he started doing one on ones. Um, he's since told me that I'm the most direct person he's ever met. So I'm a lot of mosts for him.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we didn't talk after that for like 6 months, but I never stopped thinking about him. And apparently, he never stopped thinking about me either. And he offered me a promotion 6 months later. And now I
Right.
work for him. So I was basically handed a promotion. It was a gift from him. So to me, like looking on all of this, it's like he kind of sent me this life raft, and took me out of the water and out of this lifestyle that I was kind of entertaining that wasn't good for me. And now, you know, we meet like weekly, and of course, I have this, you know, crush on him, and it's been this way for like a year now because it's going on a year since we first met.
Yeah.
And um but I know to stay away, so I don't entertain it. I don't, you know really at all flirt. We might have a little bit of, fun chit chat here and there, but for the most part I'm like, stay away. He's my boss. Don't ruin your career. Don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt him. Blah blah blah. But I do still have yet this whole theme of water, and, you know, like And the fact that these people all have something, some connection to water too, with exception of my husband. But I don't know. So what do you? So my friend thinks that she goes, your ship is going to come in 41 days. This was like 5 days ago. She told me this. And I
I
don't
feel
know where she's getting that from, but I kind of wonder if I'm already possibly on that.
I feel
I'm
like
very
he
much
does.
a,
I feel like he does have a thing for you.
oh, I feel like that too.
So I'm saying just keep swimming and just keep going. And I feel like he's feeling it out. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So keep doing what, let's say, you feel the energy when you're with him.
I feel like I'm at home with him. Like I feel very much at peace when I think about him. It's a very, you know, but I'm still staying away. But when I think about him and visualize him, I feel very comforted. I feel very, at home. I feel very peaceful. It's a very interesting feeling. And it's so hard because it's like, I can't have him.
What
I
do
know
you mean you
that's
can't have him?
in state. Well, because he's my boss, and, you know, I just, I can't.
Here's the thing, at some point, things will shift. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Things will shift where I just don't know how to explain it. Things will shift where it makes it possible, where he's not so much your boss.
Hmm.
I almost feel like, how do I say? I almost feel like it would be possible for you to own where you are.
How do I do that?
I don't know the answer to that. I mean,
Oh.
I almost feel like there's going to be a shift
Hmm.
to
There,
where,
a
to,
shift is about to occur.
yeah. And I feel like the feelings are mutual.
Yeah.
And he, as much as you, doesn't know how to find that middle ground
Hmm.
where he's not your boss and you're not his submissive. Do you understand?
Hmm.
You can feel it. Look, when both of you are together, you both feel it.
We've never been together. We've
No,
never met.
I don't mean together, together.
Oh, like when we're talking.
Yeah,
Hmm.
you both feel the energy.
Yes. I feel like we both do feel that energy.
So therein lies the issue. When you talk, is there ever a FaceTime?
There can be, but I've never put myself on camera with him. Because
And why is,
because I always look like hell. Like
we'll make a point in
I
our,
don't put any makeup on, and I haven't brushed my hair, and it's on a ponytail, and it's like,
well, make that and undo
Plus
that.
I'm shy.
What?
I'm shy, and I don't really
Oh,
like.
Lord have mercy. Where's your Sasha Fierce? That's the first thing we started talking about when the show came on, when the live came on.
I know. I need an alter ego.
Gourmet.
Yes.
Do you know how, literally terrified, terrified I was to even get on screen to teach little bitty 5 and 6 year old Chinese students? I'm talking terrified. Do you know how long it took me to even get on YouTube,
How long?
a year.
Uh-uh. Yeah, see, I feel that fear.
So if you ever want to get a real connection with him, you better get your gourmet Thursday bacon butt.
Well, he says he might be coming to town sometime this summer,
Well,
to meet me because I work for him and I'm the only one out here where I live. So if he came to town, it
well, it's going to be a
would
pop
just
up.
be him and me.
It's probably going to be a pop up.
Well, I think he planned to make sure I'm a bit, around,
Yeah.
like on vacation or something.
And Shoeless One says the connection to the water is you and unresolved feelings from previous relationships. But
I don't agree with that.
she started having it right out of the gate. You have a true connection to the water anyway. And who's to say it's not a spiritual thing too?
Right.
From
It feels like a spiritual type of a connection.
look how pretty you look. When I blow that up, you're gorgeous.
I know, but I that's not how I look like every single day.
And paranormal said water means survival out of the water. You don't want to sink. Your life will always going to keep going, but you have to survive for your happiness. But I almost think, I think of water. I think of what was underwater city. I think of the underwater city, and I think of mermaids and all of that stuff. What was that underwater city?
Atlantis?
I think of Atlantis and another city that was sunk. I think of almost you're like a water baby. You're part of that soul group almost. So you may be attracted to men that are connected to the water, period. Lemuria, Shoeless One said. Lemuria. There's a soul group, Lemurians, as well.
I mean, my dad was big into the water and he wanted me to join the Navy, but I never did. Um, so, anyway, this whole water connection is fairly recently within the last 4 years, towards the end of my marriage, through this chef relationship I had until now. And I do feel like my boss took me on a raft and put me on the ship because I work for him now. So I feel like if I'm anywhere, I'm on I'm not on the water, I'm not in water. I'm on some sort of land. I'm either on a ship or I'm on land. I don't really know which it is.
What other aspects of business is your boss connected to? Because I feel like it's more than just this.
Well, technology, because I'm in IT, he's in IT, and um, he used to own his own business, but there was technology related as well. Um, that's pretty much. And then he likes to garden, and he built a waterfall in his garden that's really beautiful. So he's got a lot of water, and he's from like Pensacola. So there's just a lot of water around him. He's a water person.
I just look, I did a double check while you were talking,
Hmm.
like an upward connection thing.
Yeah.
There's just more to your connection with him than just this business.
What is it?
Well, you're going to have to stay tuned
I know, right?
because I just feel like there's going to be more going on.
Yeah.
Don't push, but
I'm I'm
don't
not pushing, and believe me, the way that I look at it with him is that if anything were to happen between he and I would want it to be for the long term, and I
yeah,
would want it to be in the right way.
don't push, but don't retract. is what I'm saying. Don't retract. Flow with the energy, listen to your gut, but I just feel more. I feel
Mhm.
more coming,
Okay.
but I want you, when you're talking to him, to lead with your gut and feel with your gut.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let your energy expand into the conversation. And if you're talking and not seeing each other, while you're talking, I want you to close your eyes
Mhm.
and I want you to feel into your gut. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Because, and open it up and let your energy expand. Because if your energy's expanding, he, it will expand toward his and they will connect and what you're feeling will be accurate.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? It won't be like, oh, is what I'm feeling just blah, blah, blah. Am I just making it up in my head? No, it will be accurate. What you're sensing will be true and right.
Okay.
And the conversation sometimes does go on, even now, longer than it should.
Yeah. We've talked for, many times we've talked like 15, 20, even 30 minutes longer than the meeting we had scheduled with each other.
So maybe, I don't know, the contact should start being a little more.
Hmm. I know, like, because I was just on vacation and I came back, last Friday, but when I came back to work with my team, we had a team meeting and we played a game. We played that two truths and a lie game.
Yeah,
And so that was fun, of course. And so one of my lie was that I was going to get married in 3 months. And so that was my lie. But anyway, so I wrote up everybody's truths and their what they're not, what their lie really turned out to be or whatever. And I put mine at the bottom, like and mine was, I did this and I did that, and I'm not getting married in 3 months. Well, when I met with my boss the next day, we talked about, all kinds of things, blah, blah, blah. And towards at the end, he said, so did you get engaged while you were on vacation? So he read it. He read my thing, like
yeah.
all the way down to the bottom. And the thing he honed in on was that whether or not I was engaged. So, it was a lie. I had to come up with a lie, but I just
Yeah,
thought it was interesting that that's where he honed in.
yeah. Me too.
Yeah. Because I put other stuff too that was interesting, that was the truth, like stopping a robbery with a single look or, whatever, that was interesting and like, provocative. But he honed in on the engagement thing. So I thought that was it.
Yeah. And generally, if I got a question like that and somebody goes, it was my boss, right?
Yeah.
As a therapist, as a person or whatever, I would go, look, don't get involved with your boss.
Right.
That would be my go to.
I'm not getting involved with my boss as
No,
much as
no,
I
no.
secretly
But
desire to.
in this particular circumstance, I just feel
Yeah.
like there's something different.
Yeah.
So I can't say that.
Yeah. But I will stay tuned. I will, open my energy and but I don't want to pursue anything while he's my boss because, you just never know how romantic relationships are going to turn out. And I wouldn't want the awkwardness of, something. I'd rather be untouchable.
That's why I'm saying you be the alpha
Yeah.
and let him have to work for you,
Yeah.
work to get you.
Yeah.
Because if you're the alpha and he has to work to get you in a more serious way
Yeah.
to where it leads somewhere serious,
Yeah.
it keeps you safer.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Than to it be awkward and then you not keep your job.
Exactly. Or even something happen to his job, you know? I mean, things like that happen when people get caught doing things that are not considered appropriate.
Yeah. You just don't know the bylines either. I don't know the bylines for your job.
Well, it's not appropriate. The conflict of interest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there I can't say there's not something there. That's the problem.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I feel it. And, I think that he's empathic because he sometimes can feel my feelings. Like he can feel when I'm down, you know?
That's why
And
I'm
I feel
saying
like I can feel when he's down too.
that's why I'm saying that energy that is being across the way,
Mhm.
remember I said he feels it. When you open up,
Mhm.
it is shared.
Mhm.
So whatever you're feeling is accurate. It's connected.
Okay.
So it's definitely there. It's just it's complex.
It's complex, but I would love to, understand the water visuals that I keep getting
I
surrounding.
just that's part of your soul thing.
Yeah.
I just honestly feel like it is. That's why you keep, even though you're getting saved, you keep going back to it, going back to it, going back to it. And
No,
whoever,
no, I don't. That was just with my husband.
but you said that it keeps coming up
Well, yeah,
again with each
but I'm
person.
like at a different level, right? Like a raft came, took me. Now I feel like I'm either on a ship or on land, possibly on a ship right now, but I'm not in the water and I have no desire to go into the water now.
Right? But I still feel like you're a water baby. I mean, I do. You may keep coming back to land, but you still have a water connection to your soul.
Mhm.
You just do.
Yeah. Water's such a good um thing to be if that is the truth because you can weave your way through things and be flexible and
It's not a bad thing.
get around things.
Yeah.
You too.
I mean, you come back to land for love and growth and learning and all that other stuff. But I still feel like your soul, you're like a water baby. There's part of you that's very, very connected to the water that you
Yeah.
don't necessarily have to be saved, but you come back for things, for
Yeah.
learning and love and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I just do. That
Yeah.
is that is my that's honestly my intuitive feeling about you.
Okay. All right. Well, I won't stay long. Let others talk too. But yeah, this was helpful. And when I saw your topic, I was like, oh, I'm gonna ask her to do an angel reading.
Well, just ponder and resonate on that. But I mean, in my gut of guts, I just honestly feel all of that. There
Yeah.
is something deeply there with you and your boss. It's just sticky sicket right now, but it
Uh,
doesn't mean at some there's change and stuff coming, but at some venture that
yeah.
you both won't land on the right mark.
Right.
It's just getting there.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Thank you, dear Dana.
you're welcome.
All right. I'll see you in a little bit.
Okay,
Bye.
bye. Hello, shoeless one. Water is very healing. And love can be so wonderful and painful and tricky and even when it is yeah, Virginia says boss and employee can be need to be careful with more than a work relationship. I know. It's so hard sometimes because you can't control love. Hello, world of Winnie. How are you? I like your pink hair. Uh-oh, only getting feedback. Hello, hello, hello. How are you, Winnie?
I'm sorry, can you hear me, Dana?
Yeah, I was just getting a lot of feedback for a minute.
I'm not good. Can you hear me? I'm sorry, can you hear me, Dana?
Yeah, you have to turn your YouTube
Okay.
down. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh.
Can you hear me now, Dana?
Yeah, how are you doing? How are you? Hello? Winnie? Are you there?
Dana, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear me, Dana?
Yes, I can hear you.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on.
That's okay.
My sister just passed away, and I'm a mess.
I'm very sorry for your loss. Can you hear me? I'm so very sorry, Winnie. I guess we will have to catch her next time. How is anybody else doing? Sorry about that. She just could not seem to get it up. I'm very sorry she has lost her sister. Virginia Woolf says, curious what will happen. Could be great. You never know. I don't know what they are talking about. Um, Maybe Winnie can get her stuff going in a little bit. Willow says, handsome Virginia Woolf. So sorry, Winnie. Grief does suck. We all have to learn how to navigate it in different ways. I will tell you, there are a lot of private grief groups on Facebook, depending on what type of grief that you're dealing with, whether it's family member, children, spouse, um, like that. I'm in one called Helping Parents Heal. That's for child loss. There is certain ones for widows, family members. You just have to look in the search bar for which ones you're looking for, and you can find private support groups. And it really, really helps to go in there and they help guide you. But yeah, it's very hard to deal with loss. and it's like waves. Hey, Nikki. Some days I do really good. I'm so sorry, Winnie. Um, a lot of days I do well, and then there will be a day that something will completely trigger me. The other day, when I went to the baby's birthday party, I took one of Noah's toys that he never got the opportunity to open. And this baby is like my cousin's son's baby. So I decided to give the toy to him because I thought it would be special to give it to him and it would mean a lot to me. And I was telling my cousin about it and I just broke down in tears. Didn't expect it. It meant a lot to me to give it to him. I saw that he enjoyed it. Something triggered me and I just broke down in tears. Never expected that to happen. So you never know what is just going to touch your heart or just trigger you. So you sort of have to go with the flow. And that same day, Stephen said one of Noah's toys that we keep to communicate, because he communicates with them, was said outside. So Stephen went to look outside and he wasn't sure what the message was supposed to be about, unless it was talking about me being outside at that birthday party. We don't know. Don't know. So you just never know. And people, when other people are going through grief, some people don't know how to handle people that are going through grief. So they don't ask or they ignore or they go, sorry for your loss. So sometimes it's better just to hold space for the person. Just hold space and be present for them. World of Winnie says, thanks, I'm not good at all. This is my third family member in 4 years. I've had a lot of grief debt. I understand, Winnie. So very sorry. And it's important to get support, be in a grief group. Don't be alone in it. Don't be alone in it. Be in a grief group, be in a support group. Do not be alone in it. I get it. Because you will spin out of control in your depression, in your anxiety, and it will just take you down. So find a support group, especially find one on Facebook if you have to. If you're isolated at home, find one on Facebook. And find books to read on grief. Look, I've had a lot of loss too, Noah being my worst, but I was doing everything I could get my hands on to deal with my grief. Everything. And local churches have grief groups that are awesome. Support is a must. And look, I cannot stress enough about the importance of mental health. Our world, the government, the everything is going to have to put it at the forefront now. Now. Because it affects everything we do. Everything we do. It affects our health, our spirituality. It affects everything, our decision making. Everything. And they've put it by the wayside long enough. Long enough. long enough. See if I can find. If you go to Facebook and you type in grief, okay, it will pop up all kinds of grief support groups. It will pop up all kinds of grief support groups. I highly, highly recommend it, Winnie, to find one that resonates with you. Oh, amazing, Sheilas. I didn't get to hear about that. He said he had a session with a shaman. Would you like to come up and tell us about it? Not often people get to have sessions with shamans. But Winnie, please connect with a grief group, even if it's on Facebook. That was one of the first things I did, and I had to find one, mine with child loss, that resonated with me. Please, I cannot recommend it highly enough to do so. It will save you. Also, while I'm here, um, I haven't watched it, but I remember during the trial them mentioning. See, she's coming back up. But I remember during the trial. Okay. Them mentioning. See, she's coming back.
All right, I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you have to take the YouTube off. So
I did. What happened was I have two phones. I'm on my other phone. My one phone, my headphones broke. And so I turned the TV down, but I couldn't hear you at all without turning it up a little. And then I'm like, something's wrong with my headphones. So I couldn't hear, and it didn't work when I pulled them out. I'm like, what's going on with my phone? And then I didn't feel like adding my picture, but I look like heck right now. But I didn't know what your topic was, Dana. And I haven't really been on YouTube for like the past year. But I did start my channel, but right now all it has is me singing karaoke videos and stuff. I've just been overwhelmed. I found a site where I've been singing from home karaoke. I'm a singer anyway, so I used to sing a lot and sang in hotels. But I started doing that from home, so it was a lot of fun. I started doing comedy karaoke, but now I can't even sing. I can't even sing. My heart is so broken right now. I haven't been able to sing. I'm just a mess. Like every day I'm sobbing and shaking, and I had this huge anxiety and fear now of death. And like, I'm so anxious, and I'm really bad right now. And I know what you're saying about Facebook and stuff, but I don't know. It's hard. Like, I'm on support group for my brain tumor, but it's just a lot. And I don't know. I feel very alone right now because, I've been isolated in my home for 11 years now, bedridden. So I just feel really broken.
Do you have people that come in?
No, there's no one that comes in. I'm here by myself. My boyfriend, he takes care of me. He works during the day, but I'm alone. I'm alone in my room. And that's why I really wanted to start. I used to be a social worker and a teacher and all those things. And I wanted to start, helping people online again. But then I found, so right when I was starting, when I met you, I also found this app, and I just switched to focusing on that. So I got almost 17,000 people following me on the app. And I was hoping maybe I could get some of them to come over to YouTube too. So I just put my karaoke videos on there, and I do comedy karaoke. Well, I used to, where I was just using items in my room and doing crazy makeup and hair. and singing the songs beautifully, but doing these funny things. So it's really like ironic and funny.
Yeah.
But I can't even do it. My sister was like my mother, and I lost my mom 4 years ago, and 7 months later, my brother died, and I've lost my best friend's parents that were like my parents. They both died. My prom date died. Another friend died, and now my fucking sister died. Sorry, and it was just like so overwhelming for me. Came from a very dysfunctional family, and my sister was the one that poured that love into me when I was young in early childhood, when you really need that. She
Yeah.
was there for me and protected me um, from the abuse when she could. And she had MS and shingles, and she had some kind of infection, and she kind of just, her brain was like doing the normal things that you would do, but like you were sleepwalking, almost like she was a zombie. Like she was going to the bathroom, but she wasn't. She was just doing what you would do, but she didn't know what she was doing. So like the toilet seat's down, and then she's talking and saying random things. Her brain was like, I don't know what's going on. They thought maybe she had meningitis. And when I went into the hospital, let me tell you, I could I couldn't even look at my sister because she was shaking, and there was like all these, there's like she had 8 antibiotics that were put into her. She was in the ICU. I couldn't even fit in the room. There were so many machines, and she was on support and everything, and she was making involuntary motions with her mouth. She looked like a skeleton. Her eyes were flickering different directions. My sister's beautiful person. She was very beautiful and vain, and I kept thinking like she wouldn't want people to see her like this. And then she died, and it was really horrible.
I'm
I'm,
very sorry, Winnie.
I'm sorry, Dana. I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. But I want you to understand though, on the other side, she is not like that now. And that honestly, on the other side, she she's not really dead, okay?
I
And that
know.
that is the truth. She's transitioned over, and I know you're in pain, and I know the grief is hard, but she's still with you, and that doesn't make it easier to deal with the grief of not being able to touch her, but she's still absolutely with you. Her presence is with you and looking over you. You have dealt with so much loss, and I know that it is scary, and I know that you have to feel your emotions and feel your pain. And I know that it is something that is so heavy within you, and you have to allow yourself to cry and allow the pain to rise up and move through you.
I
I
just,
know it was hard to see her that way, but
it was really, really hard. And, and of course, COVID kept everyone apart. And, we're both sick. We're both bedridden. We were both bedridden. And they thought I had MS, and they found my cystic tumor or whatever. And so we had very much the same symptoms. And so we were kept apart, and she lived an hour away from me. So I didn't get to spend the time with her. And I just feel like my whole family's gone. I just,
I have MS, and the random movements aren't painful. Okay, the random movements aren't painful. They're just something the brain triggers on its own. And she isn't in pain. She's very much cognizant.
it just really, I think I've just built up a lot of grief debt because I was trying to, with my mother, it was such a dysfunctional relationship. I mean, the last thing my mother said to me, she didn't talk to me 7 months before she died. She changed her will, wrote me out of it 2 weeks before she died. And the last thing she said to me was that I didn't deserve a mother. And I had so much emotion to work through after her death, and also like the anger and all the guilt. And I've been working through all the damage that was done to me as a child and working through that. It's a lot. And it
Yeah.
was just like, then 7 months later, boom, my brother's dead. And then, it's just like, I feel like I barely got through grieving I really hadn't got through all my emotions with my mother. And then my brother passed. I still just tell myself he's out there. I can't even I haven't even gone through that grief. He has a son in Russia. He married a woman from Belarus. He never saw his son. He's in Belarus and Russia. And I'm like, I'm trying to be this connector for these children that I feel so bad. Like, my brother's gone, my sister's gone. She has children and grandchildren. And it's just like my family is so torn apart. And I feel like I'm the only connection left to their mother
Yeah.
and their father and stuff. It's just a lot.
Yeah.
It's
Before you came on, I had messages from angels about there was going to be something about family, and Marie Crum had something, and you had something. So yeah, but understand that you cannot be the answer to all, but you are the touchstone, but you cannot be the one that brings the answer to all, but you can be the touchstone. Right now, you have to focus on allowing your emotions to move through you like a conduit. You know what I mean? Let
Yeah, I
let it
I
rush.
tried. I mean, I keep trying. I have sobbed, Dana. I can't tell you how much I've cried. I can't put it in words to you. And I thought, I've gone through a lot of painful things. I know a lot of people have. There are times I cried 18 hours straight where my eyes were little slits, looked like I've been punched. I thought I could definitely cry it out and move through my grief. I have not been able to. I all of a sudden I'll just start sobbing, and my depression is really bad. My anxiety's through the roof. Of course, my health condition is acting up. I'm not sleeping, so it's causing migraines and pains. And so my whole system feels like it's inflamed and everything's firing, and my brain's like, and I tried to distract myself. I was, just like binge watching stuff. And that worked for 2 days. But, and then today, I don't know, I just lost it. I had to have my boyfriend stay home from work. I said, I can't be alone.
Yeah,
I felt so like it wasn't going to be okay if I was here by myself. Like, I needed him to be home, and he stayed home with me. But he had to go get my son. Hopefully, he'll be home soon. And I have so much anxiety when he leaves. I'm like, please don't die. I'm like, please don't have a car accident or something. So I'm getting like panicky. I'm almost having panic attacks, and it's just crazy. I'm like, and I know the other side, because I've had experiences, and I know. I talked to my psychic that I have that's been guiding me with, things that I've been experiencing from the other side. And she talked to me about my sister, and she actually, what was crazy was, before I called her, at the funeral, I brought sunflowers for my sister. And before she died, I had to leave the hospital, but before she died, her family was around her holding hands, singing, "You Are My Sunshine." So I brought sunflowers, and before I spoke to my psychic, I said, Debbie, if she says sunflowers to me, then I know, right? So we were talking, and I was just crying, grieving. It was like the first 40 minutes, she was just like doing, like, just letting me grieve and helping me with that. And then all of a sudden she started connecting with my sister. And I said, do you see any flowers or anything like that? And all of a sudden she just goes, sunflowers. She goes, your sister just told me to look that I'm wearing the flower, and I have a sunflower tattoo. And that freaked me out. And then she told me the whole experience of my sister, that she was in the room when I was there. She said what you were seeing when she was shaking, she was going in and kind of like in between, like going in and out. It was weird. And then she said when your sister left her body, it was like dark for like a second. She kind of went, where are the lights? And then she was, next thing you know, she was in the room. And she described the hospital room I was in like, okay, here's the bed. The bed's facing this way. There's a window this way. She described the whole friggin' room. And this isn't even her in her area. It's an hour away. It's not, it's a weird hospital. She described that. She said my sister was there and she saw that. And my sister talked to me through her. And that made me feel great. I was thought, okay, I'm doing so much better. And then I don't know, I just went off the deep end again. I've just like waves of grief. I just go through these waves of, just grief. And but it was really comforting to know. It was funny because she described things in the room. She said to me, she goes, I didn't tell her a thing. She said, were they all around her bed holding hands, singing to her? And I said, oh, like I was shocked, like the psychic was dead on. And she also said that my mother came into the room to help my sister. Like she greeted her.
Yeah.
And she said, your mother walked in the room. I went, my mother, Jesus, Mary and Joseph. I'm like, oh my God. But I know over there, she's not, the same person. I think finally I'm sure she probably had to, kind of cocoon herself or whatever and work through what she did in this life. But, it was nice because my sister was devastated by the loss of my mother, which was weird. It was really nice because my mother came for her. And my sister, I was told, Debbie said, I'm going to come for you. I heard my sister say that to me when I passed. She goes, I'm going to be there for you. I'll be the one. I'm going to come to you. It was weird. I don't know. And other things have been happening too that make me feel a little better to know that she's around. But it's overwhelming, and grief is so hard. And so many people have lost so many people with this pandemic. And I just feel like it's so heavy, like sometimes the air and the energy, just so many people have lost.
Yeah. It's a time of transition and loss and growth and love. And it's just really important, we as individuals, like I've said before, that we begin to love on each other and assist each other and help each other and lift one another up at this time.
Yes. Well, I was led to you today because I didn't know I was going to come on YouTube and go to your channel, Dana. I just kind of was led to it, and then I'm like, oh, Dana, I haven't been on her channel, so and I just thought, okay, and then you were saying, oh, talk about whatever, so that's why I called in. I love you, Dana. You're such a wonderful person, so I just want you to know that
we're sending you love and light and healing, wrapping you in it like a cocoon today.
Thank you.
We have several healers in here, and hoping that you can drift into a deep rest tonight and just really drift into it, to have some healing energy of your own for once. Because I think that you have cried yourself almost out, and I'm hoping that maybe that you can write and journal and maybe write some music and use some of that energy to begin to journal a lot of your emotions into words. You know what I mean?
Yes, I have journals next to my bed. Sometimes it's hard for me to write because I get tremors and stuff, but yeah, that's a good idea. I just feel what made me sad is like she was the one that when I was little introduced me like to music and singing. My memories of my childhood are of my sister, not of anyone else. I don't remember my mother hugging me, holding me, any of that. I slept in the bed with my sister, and my sister took care of me, and she played guitar and she used to sing with her friend. And when I was little, 1971, it was like John Denver, and when I went on the karaoke app and I was singing, the first songs I did were the ones that, from my sister. And so singing to me is like her. So it's been difficult for me, although singing's very healing for me. I'm struggling with getting back to singing.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. But I feel like I can't even do it. Like I'm stuck
I
in it.
encourage you to also begin listening to some healing meditations on YouTube and stuff, and listen to some soothing singing as well in earphones and everything. Things that are soothing, things that bring you back to being grounded, things that
Yeah.
calm your spirit down, things that remind you of your sister and the singing, things that just soothe you. Things that are just going to calm you down, bring you love, make you feel like she's around you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. You have such a nice voice, Dana. Can you just sing to me every night or talk to me?
Things that are just going to make you feel at home and calm and soothed.
Yeah, I wish I could feel calm. I'm gonna try. I haven't been doing very good, but my anxiety's through the roof. I've
And,
never felt so anxious
and then
before.
do the conscious breathing. Do you remember that?
Yes, yes,
That's going
I
to be
do.
your best friend. The four, four, and four. Inhaling four, holding four, and exhaling four. That's going to start bringing your anxiety back down. Using tools. You have to use what you know for your greater good. And your sister would want that.
Yeah, I know. And you better subscribe to my channel with my big 30 followers.
Okay.
All it has right now, guys, is karaoke music, but I am a good singer and it is entertaining. So if you watch the comedy videos, they're pretty funny. Some of them are really weird and some of them are dark comedy. Hey, Shoeless, hi.
Hey, Winnie.
Hey, shoeless one. So happy
Hello.
to have you up.
Did you
Yeah.
see the shaman?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to hear about this. I'm excited.
Yes, please
Well,
tell
first of
us.
all, I was just going to say to you. So last year, back at Easter last year, my dad passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And my relationship with my dad had been very turbulent over the years. But I've been working through some bits and pieces and trying to reconcile and stuff, and trying to get a relationship. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, that's all we want. We just want we just want healthy relationships with our family members and friends.
Yes.
But on the day that he passed away, within 7 months, um, between family members and friends and work friends, our family lost 6 people within 7 months,
Oh, terrible.
and and it's just takes time to go through the steps. What you're feeling is 100% normal. Don't think that it's not. Don't think that you're the way that you're handling it is not how it is, because everyone deals with their stuff their own way, going through their memory bases and those recollections of fond things that have happened. And sometimes it's not always fond things, but they're they're recollections for you to go through and heal and become more complete and in your own truth, because that's what this whole process is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well,
so I just felt that I wanted to come up specifically on
oh,
that,
thank
because
you. I really
it's
appreciate it.
we when we're in the middle of it, you, sometimes it's really hard to see it, you know what I mean, and see where the heck the that that the end of that light at the end of the tunnel. You know, when am I going to get a break? You know, and you know, just know it's there, and just know that as long as you take a step forward every day, the process gets that little bit closer to being completed.
Yeah, because I mean, it was like I moved here and lost. Well, I lost a lady that was like my mother, and then her daughter was like my sister, and then I lost both my grandparents within a week and moved here, and then I lost my dad and my grandfather and my child, and it was just like every time
Too
I turned
much.
around, yeah, and
Oh my God, we lost Grandpa too. I forgot that. Sorry.
I was like, OMG, what is happening? And it was just like you said, it was just like too many hits, hit, hit, hit.
Yep.
And then when Noah happened, I was just like, if I had not had my daughter and my husband, I wouldn't have cared. I don't think I would have cared because my child was the one thing that was, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So grief comes in waves, and grief is measured by how much you love. It's how much you love. So when you look at it that way, it's a human aspect of how much you love. So you have to find a way to use it and mobilize it here on earth to make it make sense to you somehow, ultimately. But when you're first hit with it, there are no hard and fast rules.
I just feel really stuck. It's hard because for me, like a lot of people now are realizing the isolation from COVID. But my sister spent 20 years with this progressive MS and pretty much bedridden, and me bedridden. And it's like 11 years of my life have been in a room. I go out maybe 5 times a year. 4 of those are doctor's appointments for my every 3 months for my brain tumor. So it's just like it's been hard because I just feel so like isolated and alone. And I was trying to reach out to people, and then people that I was reaching out to were hurting me on social media and like on apps. And I was just like, it made me not want to reach out to anyone because people could be so mean and cruel. And it shocked me. I almost forgot because I hadn't socialized with people in so long. I forgot that there were people that were, not kind. I forgot that because I'm around, my family here, and we're kind to each other. And I went on the app, and I was trying to make friends. And I even, you have to do families on the app. I was captain of a family. I was trying to do that. And people were like mean. And I was like, what is this? I'm trying to have a place of peace and love. I actually, it's just funny because the people were so, I mean, there were good people too, but I was just shocked by how many people were just spreading like nastiness. And I was like, well, I want to spread love. So they have party rooms on the app. You can go, Star Maker is the app. You can go into I have a party room. So I would do parties in there for everyone. And I was like, any language, any person, anyone, any song, because some of the rooms are like English only, white people only. There's literally rooms like Trumpers only, only. And I'm like, no, everybody's welcome here. And let's do peace and love. I was trying to do that. And it was like, that was like a battle. I was shocked. I didn't realize how, I forgot, how people can be so, especially online nowadays. They just say the most incredulous things.
Welcome to the world.
It was shocking to me because I forgot. You know what I mean, guys? I grew up in the 80s, right? I'm 50. I forgot. Yep. I've been in a bedroom. I forgot that people acted like this. I was like, why are you all trying to hurt each other? Why can't we be nice? I'm like, can't we all just get along? What's going on here? I mean, we talk about pettiness. I was kicked when I first got on the app. I was so excited. I joined a family. They knew about my condition because I shared with them, because there might be times I can't sing or whatever. Do you know they kicked me out of the family? And they were vicious to me. I can't even explain it. I was like, what did I do? I'm trying to be nice and meet people, and they were vicious. There's a lot of jealousy, competitiveness. Yeah, I'm a good singer. Sorry, I'm not competing with you. I thought we were all supposed to have fun and sing. I sing with everyone. I don't care if you sing good or bad. I don't even listen to the songs first. I just join you and sing. So I'm
What
just
happened?
like, it's crazy. People are mean.
You're on twice.
Ooh, shoeless. We got double shoeless. Double trouble.
Uh-oh. What? Wait. Where'd you go?
Where'd shoeless go? We want to hear about the shaman too. He's got to tell us about that. He'll be back. There he is. There you are.
Strange.
But you guys know what I mean, though? It was weird to me. I was so shocked at how, because I don't do Twitter. I'm on Facebook, but I don't do Twitter and like Instagram. I have an Instagram. I'll work on it, but I just didn't realize that people were so vicious. I forgot. And so you're like, go online. When you said that, I'm like, because I don't trust people.
Yeah. So what I was just quickly saying though, when he just the problem that's happened from COVID is that because people have gotten so comfortable from working from home and being behind their computers and doing life behind their computers, their filters that they normally would have had when they were at work for their 8 hours of their day have gone. So now if someone's an angry ant, they're just going to let everyone know that this is me. And they don't care. They don't have to interact with people. They don't have to be in someone's personal space. So they can just turn around and affect their personal space by being rude online.
And I was crying. You guys, because I'm empathic too. So like I feel people, and I went in there. I was like crying. I was like, what is going on? It was shocking. But you guys are wonderful. I know there's good people online too, but it was just it's overwhelming. But we want to hear about this shaman, though. You have to tell us. But I do appreciate you talking to me, Shoeless. You're so sweet. Thank you.
Thanks. So going back when I had my injury, which most people here know about, had and needed a knee operation. I was going through, as I said before, a lot of stuff from family members passing away and all the rest of which kept going right through till about October last year. And I was just going through, I suppose, the grind. I was just going to work every day, getting through, coming on to Dana's channels, helping out when I could, trying to find that balance between toxic work and trying to help people be happy and be good and well. You know what I mean? And so going through the process, I found myself in a bit of a conflicted situation that I knew that I needed to start having some changes going on. And so in that process, I handed in my notice at my work 2.5 months prior, but it was a provisional, hey, at some point I'm going to leave. I want to start doing some courses, I'll let you know when the time's right. The morning I went to my work, I went to work, driving to work going, today's the day. I've got to let my boss know I'm getting ready to go. So I walk into work, and the next thing you know, I'm being pushed into the van from the second I got there. I was like, but I wanted to tell my boss that I was handing in my notice. 2/3 of the way through the day, I tore the meniscus and ended up needing an operation.
Yeah.
Because of the whole COVID thing that was going on over here, we had our first major outbreak in Western Australia. We hadn't had it in that whole 2.5-year period. And all of our hospitals got closed down for surgeries. It was basically everything was preset for an influx of COVID cases, which is a smart thing to do. So I had 9 weeks of being at home, going through a bit of depression, going through a bit of anxiety, getting healing work done and bits and pieces. And then one of my really good friends, Francesca, that Dana's also met, she's She does medium work as well. She introduced me to a lady that does past life stuff. It's a reading. I forget what it's called.
Regressions, past life regression.
Yeah, it's an in particular word. It starts with an A. I can't remember what it is. But she brought up a load of my past lives, but one of them that really stood out to me at the time, Dana and I had spoken about it, was about that I was a shaman in early times, and right through the whole process, there were things of me being a shaman. There were things of me being a healer. I used to be a white witch. There was just so many things that I'd actually had been, and everything was always for the good, for healing.
Good.
Every step along the way, everything's been about trying to help people. So when we all first met on this channel, I was like, well, I don't even know what I'm doing, and everyone's going, well, and I'm sitting going, I've got no clue, because obviously everything was coming up from after my dad passed away, that everything had been opened up and it was all becoming real. So going back a while, probably about 4 weeks ago, I was introduced to a gentleman by the name of John Burgos. He's quite he's a spiritual guy, and he has it's not a channel, it's his own group that it's an invite sort of thing, and he had a whole heap of speakers that were coming up, and on the last full moon, I was awake in the middle of the night, couldn't sleep, I was buzzing, I was going off the charts, and I was looking through this list of people, and I clicked on this one person going, I need to find out about who the heck you are. So I sent an email backwards and forwards. We had a couple of chats, and then last Thursday, I got an email at 4:30 in the morning saying, oh, this person's actually on today. So I've gone, okay, I'll jump on there for a while. I was with Nana. I had to help her out a little bit. I was trying to get onto the channel here as well. So I was playing this juggling act. But within the first 4 minutes of her talking, I've gone, okay, I need to talk. So I clicked onto a thing going, it was a buy it now thing. It's like, so you can take an hour with that person and you can do more of your regression and find out more about who you are and getting some clarity and stuff like that. So I've gone, okay, well, we'll do it. So I was talking to Dana last night for a while, and then all of a sudden she's disappeared, and I've gone, oh, where did she go? And then about 2 hours later, I got a message saying, I've got available time. So the next thing you know, I stayed up another 2 hours, briefly spoke to Shelley and some other people online, and to make sure I didn't fall asleep. And then we started, she actually rang me up on my phone, and we just sat there and we just talked. And we were going through, she was asking me questions about what I had learned about me over this last year and a half, my experiences obviously with Dana as well, and working through obviously my healings, giftings, and everything like that. And so then we just started doing, she was doing her work. We were doing some bit of meditation work, and just in that moment, the next thing you know, she's pulled out 3 cards that were resonating with her that I needed to be aware of. So pinpoint on the dot. It was quite amazing. Right down to the point of where going, I think I said to Dana, and you'll confirm this, I literally said to you a day and a half ago that I felt like I was ready to go down the rabbit hole. Yeah. And she said to me, you're at a place where you're ready to go into the darkness and start dealing with loads of stuff, and it is now time. Dana says, hop on in. I'm sitting there going, yeah, okay, pun taken, but yeah. And then within, in this session, she's pulled out a card and she's gone, your spirit guide at this present stage is a swan, and she's going to take you down to depths that you've never been able to reach before, and be ready because it's going to get pretty dark. So everything has been how I've been intuitively feeling from people like Dana and I talking and what we've been getting, and then talking to Steffi. By the time that we'd gone through everything, we actually did a shamanic ceremony.
Wow.
And it was a traditional ceremony. Her and I had been shamans together in a previous life.
Wow, that's so cool.
And so out of all the people, there were 26 faces on this guy's thing of people that were going to be coming up and talking. I clicked on her, and I didn't even know what she was about. And this is the whole thing. You know, you were saying before that you haven't been on here, but you knew today it was fine. You needed to come here because you knew that you were safe here.
All right.
This is what it is. You intuitively, we know. So now I've now been asked to start studying to find my old skill set. I've been invited to actually be to go back onto the path of learning my shaman past life.
Cool.
Wow.
And I got out of it, and I just went. I've been for 24 years. I met my first shaman 24 years ago. She was a bit cuckoo, you know. She was pretty special, you know. It was when Y2K. Remember when Y2K and the world was going to blow up and all the rest
Right.
of that.
Right.
Because everyone thought, things were going to come to an end, all the computer people and all the rest of it. She tried to get me to move into the middle of Australia to be at Uluru with her and her family, and I was meant to be going out there to live with her community. And
Wow.
I sort of declined. I sort of panicked.
You panicked.
What the heck?
A little much. How'd we get here? Wow, that's cool.
So all along the way, there's been these doors that have been opening, but the timing hasn't been right, and it is now.
That's amazing.
So it's been pretty awesome. It really has been. It's been great. And for me as well. This is a big thing, because if it wasn't for Jenny, bringing me here, who knows if I would have gotten to this place at the time I've gotten to. So, between her and Dana, we've been like instant best friends. It's just been like talked about everything and anything, and you sit there and you just go, where did 2.5 hours just go? Like for 20 minutes, it's just like we just talk about stuff. But it's those people that get put in your path that help you to actually get to where you need to get to. And so now I've just got this next step of where it's like, okay, well, and I've got and I found out that the music stuff I was telling you about, Dana, was that's on Friday night. 3 of the people that are there are shamans.
Coolio.
Will you be my shaman, Shulas? Yeah. I want you to be my shaman. I need a friend too. Will you also be my friend, Shulas? I do need some friends.
I'm everybody's friend. You know that.
I need a good friend. I definitely need some friends. I'm too isolated here. I'm talking to cats.
Did you cut your hair?
Well, no. It's here.
My hair's rainbow, Dana.
Me? Would I cut my hair? Come on.
I wondered.
Hey?
I thought.
Oh, look at that. My hair's longer. You can't see me though right now. But I have rainbow hair.
Likes my hair. Nobody in my real world likes my hair. So.
Oh, I like it.
But it is what it is. So it's going to be a very interesting journey. It all happened like within a week and a half, and it was literally only a day and a half earlier. I said to Dana, "This is what I need to do," and it just all happened really quick.
Be careful what you ask for.
When the timing's right,
Be
it's right.
careful what you ask for, but when it's time, it's time. That's the whole point. So that's all I can share on it at the moment, because it's obviously I went to bed at 3:30 this morning. It's now 10:30, so 7 hours ago.
I might not have answered you again when I fell off for 2 hours because I might have fallen asleep on the couch like this.
Probably, yeah.
That's what happens to
So
me 5 out of
I
7
know,
nights.
I know. She just literally when she just all of a sudden you're in the middle of a conversation, all of a sudden it's like, where did she go? And then you get a message from her later saying, yeah, crashed out.
I fell asleep.
So
I want you to talk to me
but
till I go to sleep. I need someone to talk to me till I go to sleep.
I mean, my daughter will walk in and I will be asleep sitting straight up on the couch like this.
I'm struggling.
So I tell you that
sleeping.
my nana fell asleep 3 weeks ago standing up in the kitchen.
What? I hate people that can sleep.
I gave the neighbours the key, access to the lockbox at the front door, so they could go in there, and they found her asleep standing up.
I try to watch something. Look, I'm busy. My mind is busy all the time doing something, and I'll try to relax and watch something on TV, and it might last 15 minutes, and I'm out. That's the problem. Yeah. So I told
the opposite.
I said, you need to put a television in our bedroom, so if I pass out, at least I'm in bed.
I binge watched 8 seasons of a show once, 4 days up straight. I struggle with sleep majorly, and it's a big issue with my neurologist because of my brain issues. Because when you don't sleep, you need that reset and you need that rest, and your mind needs that. So right now it's like I'm on day 2.
See,
I'm not sleeping.
I have MS, so
I know. It's just, I wish I could sleep. I don't know. And I got I had sleeping pills from the doctor, but they're gone, and I'm like, so I was like, and I hate taking pills, and I was just like, and I got off a bunch of my pills, Dana. I was very happy of that.
I highly recommend videos on YouTube.
I listen to the frequency ones at night.
Meditation and hypnosis.
Yep.
Oh, I do the hypnosis one. That's a good idea.
So on that note, I'm so proud of you, Steve. So. I might, if they let people in on Friday night, I might want to check out that music. If they let.
Yeah, no, as I said, I know that they do a recording. I know they do a recording of it at the end. So as long as you book for the recording, I think it's an online recording.
Okay.
So if I can get there to do it, I'll pay for the online recording, and then that way I can show you it.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. There was something I wanted to show y'all real quick. Not to get off topic, but this is something really worth watching. I know during that trial, not to get off topic with that actress and Johnny
Amber Heard.
I don't want to mention her name anymore.
Right.
And Johnny Depp.
Don't talk about her.
They mentioned a film he did called Minimata, and I had not seen it.
Me neither.
So I saw the trailer for it. OMG. So I'm going to show you the trailer. It is worth watching. It is about what occurred in Japan. And he is so immersive in his character look. It is worth going to see, I think, or worth watching at home. So I'm going to show you guys.
Yeah, I love Johnny Depp. That was my 80s crush. Johnny Depp.
Okay, here it is.
And Ralph Macchio. Shh.
Can you see it?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Wow.
I had no idea.
Me either.
And they're talking about it's actually one of his better films. Actually, one of his better films. So now I'm going to find it.
Yeah.
He looked amazing in it. I mean, he sounded amazing, but when you said that's Johnny, I was like, what? Whoa.
I mean, it looks like.
Yep. So no, that's very
One
interesting.
person said that they broke down crying 3 times.
Oh, well, I need to watch
Wow.
that, right? Thanks. I'll be crying. Amy cried 30 times. Give it a day.
You'll be crying for a different reason.
I'll be crying for all of Japan. I'm already crying for half everybody else. I'm a crybaby. Oh, there's a Johnny Depp movie, Crybaby.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Dana. I'm going to get off. Hopefully my boyfriend should be home. Now I'm getting worried. He's like 30 minutes late. Now I'm getting panicked.
Don't do that. Love and blessings to you,
Just
man.
make sure you breathe, mate. Just breathe.
Yeah. Use your
All right.
breathing.
I will. You guys helped a lot. Thank you. I needed to talk to some people. You guys take care. Thank you, Shoeless.
Well, we're here 2 times a week. You know that. Just come and join us.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Da, da, da. Anybody else? I'm so proud of you, Shoeless.
Thanks.
I'm excited for you, actually. Now you make me want to go get my book on shamanism and start reading it again. Because someone got me that book when they were calling me that. I think I read a few pages and put it back on the shelf.
Yeah.
Now I want to know more. And
yeah. So now I just get to start again.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I love everybody in this community so much. This was, I didn't know where this was going to go tonight. I did know that there was going to be, I did get messages from the angels about family and Cupid, about family and love. And I didn't know what those messages or who they were going to go to tonight. But I knew that those 2 messages were going to go to somebody in the community. So at least I found out where they were going.
Yep.
But I'm so proud of you. But look, I was watching you tonight thinking, he get a haircut. He get a haircut. Where does hair go? I mean, it was in the back of my mind the whole time.
The hair's not going.
But I did think, well, he looks handsome.
Then I pull my hair out, and then you go, there's Steve-O.
No, you still look handsome. You just look lionish when it comes out.
I haven't had a haircut. Well, the last time I had a haircut was 3.5 years ago, and it was all off at shoulder length.
Good on you, mate. Good on you,
unfortunately,
mate.
I have a good mop that grows.
Steve-O. Good on you, mate.
Okay.
How's my also getting, mate?
So let's see if what I'll do is I'll jump off because I've got a couple of things I've got to get done, and hopefully someone else will come up.
Well, I'm probably about to wrap up because we're at 10:49. It's already been 2 hours.
Right. Yeah.
And it feels relaxed, like it hasn't been that long.
No, that's the norm.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But I sure do appreciate you. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah. Thanks.
Take it
and,
easy.
We just got to make sure that people keep knowing that the community is here for everyone to feel safe. That's what it's for. It's,
How do you feel about the night that's not planned?
Oh, it was great. No, it was actually really good. Really good. It was just nice and casual, and allowed people just to feel like if they needed to talk, they could get up, and that's what we always say about it. It'd be great if more people came up, and that's what happened tonight. It was great.
Yeah, maybe that should be what Wednesday's about.
Yeah, and then the Saturday nights can be whatever is pre-planned.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
wouldn't be a bad thing. That was great tonight. It was really good.
well, thank you, my friend. I shall see you later.
All right, we'll catch up with you soon.
All right, bye. Well, before we start wrapping up, does anybody else want to see you? Na, 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 na. You didn't get to ask me all kinds of questions tonight. Na, 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 na. I thought people were going to be on the attack on me. I didn't know. You got a question, paranormal? Is that what you mean? I got a what? I got a what? Is that something you didn't finish? I gotta go have job interviews tomorrow. Proud of you. Sending you good energy. Where are your interviews, paranormal? Sending you good energy, Willow. Good energy. Good luck. Yes, 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 yes. I love all of you so much. And you in the bushes too. You are my good humans. I want you to remember that your vibe attracts your tribe. And in here, we usually generally always have a good vibe. Don't we? I want to know, and of course, it was a little different tonight because we were supporting a lovely human that was going through grief. So we didn't expect that. But that's fine. That's okay because we're here for that too. We were going to try to make it, a little more light, uplift. But who wants Wednesdays to be open for discussions, questions, comments, that kind of thing? If you want Wednesdays to be that, drop a 1 in the chat, like an unplanned Wednesday night. Let me know. If you want Wednesdays to be casual and open, drop a 1 in the chat. Let me know. If you want Wednesdays to be kind of an open thing, drop a 1 in the chat. Sheila's, Shelly. So far, my mods do. My dream team. Is that all? Nobody else? Or are you gone? Did you eat? What did you eat? That's all? Well, I love you. And paranormal. But if you want to talk about something, you should do what you want. Thank you, Virginia. Well, anyway, paranormal does. 111. I love you all. I really, I do. I'm so glad there were not bots tonight. That upset me so much the other night. I appreciate you all so very much. I just do. And thank you from the bottom of my heart. Maybe you can ask me questions, and go after me next time. I was so happy you didn't get to this time. Embarrassing questions. But anywho, I hope y'all have a wonderful night. Get good rest. Please like, subscribe, share, invite your friends. And those in the bushes, please subscribe. I appreciate all my mods. You do not know how much. Maybe you do. And I will see everybody on Saturday night. Again, Please like, subscribe, and share. If you want to buy me a coffee, you can at miraclesfree@charter.net or Dear Dana 111 at Cash App. Anyway, you don't have to. You know you don't have to. But I love you. I do. See you Saturday night. Big hugs. Love this community. You're always safe and appreciated here. Manja. See you later. And here we go. Dun 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 dun. Bye, everybody.